What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 38 of Psychotic and Iconic. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in tonight. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and do so. We would really appreciate it. Quick reminder to everybody that's tuned in tonight, please share the thing, whatever it is, on Facebook as much as you can, the live stream. Sorry, I'm a little rusty. We were off last week. Big shout out to Ant for our intro song. Everybody go follow him on Instagram at JustAnt. And with that, I'm going off to Mikey P, and we're getting started tonight.
Attaboy, Mikey. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget, we got Nick Theories over there.
I was just getting ready to say it. My bad, I forgot.
Give us a salute. Go ahead. You know what to do. And we got Phuckin Phil behind the glass.
Phuckin Phil, baby.
Share the fucking.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Pauls. And guess what, guys? So I'm a little rusty, too. I just realized my transition's a little slow right here. Oh, you got something?
No, still feel volume a little bit.
On your headphones?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
I must got some earwax or something.
That's it.
So tonight, guys, DFS, Monday night game. We got some props there, too. We got a recap from Sunday. We got a new segment we're going to try out tonight. I think you're going to like it a lot. Cap or no cap? Trademark that shit.
It's gonna be my favorite segment.
Cap or no cap? We got studs and duds, aka poopy feces.
Fantasy feces, baby.
There you go.
Fantasy shithole
right.
of the week.
My whole squad.
Damn.
Just like that.
Wow.
I don't know what Phil had for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sound like E.
Regular.
Shout out E.
I got one other announcement, though, and unfortunately, it's the same as last week. Okay? We have to move our show, our second show of the week, from Thursday to Wednesday. We don't know the time yet. We will announce that either tomorrow or early Wednesday. We will announce it. So, no show Thursday. Second show is on Wednesday this week.
Wednesday.
All right? And then we'll do like our normal picks and stuff on Wednesday, a day early. Sound good? Everybody good?
Yes.
Monday Night Football, hit that shit. Let's go.
Pause.
Yeah, real shit.
We got Patriots at Bills, guys.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell fucking yeah.
They going swimming
The
tonight or playing football?
implications of this game, huge. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots could be the 1 seed after all. They already are.
They're going to be.
They could finish as the 1 seed.
Certified.
I mean,
You heard it last Monday on P&I.
it's unbelievable. I can't even believe the season we're having here. I mean, the Bills could still be the number 1 seed. The winner of this game could be the number 1 seed.
Bills ain't doing it.
Hoodie
7-4, Mike. Half game back. This game means everything in the AFC.
kind of want to dedicate this to Bill
This
Belichick.
is going to tell you what the Bills are about.
I'm dedicating this to Bill Belichick right here. Hoodie up, motherfucker.
Yo, this is you're gonna find out a lot about the Bills tonight.
I think you're going to find out a lot about the Patriots, too. You go kill a supposed giant like this. You got the Bills at home, though. The Bills lose this one, suddenly I'm worried. I mean, they're going to be a wild card team in that case. And they're likely going to have to play Kansas City first. Way it's shaping up, unless they move up as well. But not looking good for the Bills if they lose this one. So, that being said, I would like to announce something crazy. You might have to cut the music for this, Phil. I don't know. Last Monday, guys, I've been waiting to say this. Phil won in DFS. We got filled. We got filled. Hit that alarm.
Damn.
Sound it. Sound it.
Toes cracking and all. We got
Way to go,
fucking
Phil.
filled.
We got filled.
Way to go, Phil.
I'm going to
Lock
bring
girl
up
on
the
fire,
contest.
Phil.
I promised him I'd say it. This is a significant milestone of this show. The experts lost to the man behind the glass.
Lock
was
girl
the
on
be-
fire, Phil. We got filled up.
He beat us pretty
boys.
bad too, right?
Yeah, he did. I'm going to find that contest for you right
So
now.
happy for
I'll
him.
pull up the fucking results right now, and that's it.
Fucking
Yeah,
miss you,
Phil,
boys.
Phil won by 14. Pretty significant. He's the only person who crossed 70. So this was, we're going a little far back now. This was the Seattle-Washington game. Who do you think?
Mike, who won that game?
Oh. And then you went and picked Seattle.
Come on, I want you to say it with me. There you go. Yeah, he's on board. There we
Yeah,
go.
so guess who Phil's captain was?
That was Taylor Heinicke, wasn't it?
Louder.
Yeah.
Passion.
It was Taylor Heinicke.
I love it. Go Phil, man.
I don't know where the fuck.
Phil had Mr. Passion as his captain, and
That's what
he smoked us. So, I mean,
Damn,
I
you
don't
didn't
even
pass it.
I don't even know what the appropriate punishment would be. There's got to be some sort of punishment involved here, or we could just buy him dinner.
Yeah, we could do that.
I don't give a fuck. Whatever you guys want to do.
Have a salad.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Let's talk about it. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
All right.
We could talk about it.
I gotta be honest. I missed you guys so much. I'm happy to be back, and I'm ready to dive into some DFS and some props for tonight's game.
Let's do it.
So here I got
boys.
the results from the rest of the weekend.
Oh, I got my results, but I just found them now. But we can move past
Yeah, you got passion. That's all that matters.
real shit.
Actually, Phil's big time winner, the one that differentiated us, the four of us, was Gerald Everett of all guys. He had an awful game this week, but last week Gerald Everett was the guy. Okay,
All the way ahead.
that's crazy. That's a shout out pick, but we're shot out here. So good job by Phil.
Good job, Phil.
So we have a few contests. So I won Thursday night. Nick.
By like a length of a ball hair, dude.
Oh my God! I didn't
It was
even realize you
literally close.
won. I thought Paul's won.
I was
Yeah,
close.
me
You
too.
were winning the whole day. I was
know-
about
I
to
know-
say you won.
And then I got Ayuked.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I won Sunday night. So that means Nick's. That's why Nick's got me by one. Damn it! I was thinking the whole time I tied him.
Me too.
I thought you won. Honest to God, I thought
wish.
you won. All right. So Nick is in the lead with 7 contest wins, followed by me at 6, Mike at 4, no, Mike at 3, and then Phil at 1. Now we got to crank this shit up. You can put the music back on. All right. Monday night contest. As
Real
we
fast.
said.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Phil, put the camera on me, please. Hi, Ava. Hi, Mia. I love you.
Oh, that's
Here's
cute.
your shout out, honeys.
They missed us last week too.
That's very
They
nice
sure
of you.
did. Mia missed me last week. My brother texted me. I was devastated.
I'm thinking we should probably let Phil start off, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
'Cause he's the expert now.
Yeah, I'm the expert.
I'll let homegirl finish you off.
Here, someone else goes. I gotta pull it up.
All right, I'll start it off.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so my captain tonight is some wishful thinking of Dawson Knox. My flex is Stephon Diggs. My other flex is Mac Jones. My other flex is Damian Harris. My other flex is Matt Breida. And then I put in Tyler Bass, but I did not know that weather looked like that when I made this afternoon.
A lot of win tonight.
Yeah,
A
thank you.
lot of win. Yeah, and I'm relying on him. I'm down by 9 in fantasy.
Well,
I'm
I
facing
hope-
the Bills defense, and I got Tyler Bass. I was hoping for like a 20-point outing.
I
I'm
hope him
fucked.
and Diggs are trash tonight.
I'm not going to make the playoffs in that league because of this.
Regular.
So, anyway, Phil, you ready?
Yeah, I think I can go now. All right, Captain. Oh, can you guys?
Yeah.
I don't have the mic tonight.
I got you. You want me to go?
Yeah, you can just do it for me.
Phil's got Josh Allen as his captain. He's got the Patriots defense. Matt Breida, Damian Harris, Hunter Henry, Jacoby Myers. All right? Now you got to listen to Phil. He's an expert too. I'll go next. What the fuck? That's my lineup? Shit, I guess so. I must have changed something last minute. All right. I got Stephon Diggs as my captain. I thought it was Josh Allen. I must have changed something last night. Sorry, I'm running low on sleep.
Sour.
All right. Josh Allen, Patriots defense. I got Tyler Bass. I'm also sour. Damian Harris.
Corrupted.
And, yeah, you screwed me up big time. And Devin Singletary. All right. Go ahead, Nick.
You screwed me up big time. It was
Dude,
crazy.
I'm rusty right now. I'm shot out. It's
You're psychotic and iconic.
there you go.
Look, all right. So last week we talked about some waiver wire pickups. I'm going with my captain, Matt Breida. I have a weird feeling, a hunch, and it's fucking psychotic, but that's our show. So
I love
Matt
it.
Breida
I
is
don't
the
think it's
captain.
shot.
I got Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Mac Jones, Patriots defense, and the Bills defense. The weather is looking crazy
That
out
sounds
there.
like a win right there.
I'm loving it. Let's do it.
I'm just gonna defer because I don't even remember what I changed with my lineup. I had Josh Allen as my captain like for 3 days, so I think Nick's gonna win tonight. Listen to Nick's lineup.
I don't. It's not.
No, it's a good lineup. That's a good one.
I don't have any wide receivers besides Diggs, but I like it.
Terrible tonight.
Yeah, well, you need it for fantasy, but yeah.
Badly.
So, reminder to the audience, though, Mike and I had the Bills winning and winning by the spread
Sorry to
at
hear that.
-2.5. Nick's got the Patriots.
Hoodie up.
So, how about you tell us your props, Nick? We got some props for everybody tonight.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
freak.
So, Josh Allen, over under 226.5 passing yards. Mac Jones, over under 195.5 passing yards. I got under for both. 30-mile-an-hour winds, 55-mile-an-hour gust. I'm going under.
What was the second one you said?
Mac Jones, 192.5 passing yards. Over under.
I'll say over for Mac and under for Allen.
Okay.
I'm going to say over for Allen and under for Mac
Okay.
because he's got the strong arm to drive through the wind. I don't think he's going to stop throwing the football tonight.
Yeah, but the question is will they catch it?
Catch it, and the Patriots defense is very good in the secondary. So I got under for both. Let's move on. I got Damian Harris, over under 49.5 rushing yards, and Devin Singletary, over under 40.5 rushing yards.
Over for both.
I got over and under for Damian Harris, and I got under for Devin Singletary.
I'm with Nick on that. I have under for Singletary.
Is it just because you think the Bills' rushing offense sucks, or is it because of the Patriots?
Well,
And I think Breda. I just think Breda's better.
Brady's better.
Well,
I think
he's
so.
playing.
Well, will he get more than 10 touches tonight?
I think
That's
so.
the other thing.
I think so. Well, Zach Moss is actually active today,
Oh, that's
Tonight.
a shame.
So-
Sorry to hear that.
but that's all right. Go with the hot hand.
I threw him off my bridge a long time ago.
Damn. All right, so Stephon Diggs, over under 61.5 receiving yards. Emmanuel Sanders, over under 32.5 receiving yards.
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
Stephon Diggs, 61.5 receiving yards, over under.
I'm saying under because he's their best player, and I think Bill Belichick's going to take him away with Jackson.
That's a good one.
I'm with you. I got under for Stephon Diggs, and I got over for Emmanuel Sanders. It just kind of feels like his kind of game with the short, immediate routes. That's what I like about him.
I'm going to go over for Diggs, and I'm going to go under for Sanders. Sanders, for some reason, the level of play has dipped off. I don't know. I mean, I think the offense is just a little out of sync, but he went from being a very reliable option the first half of the season to practically invisible the last handful of weeks. So that's kind of my rationale. It does fit well for him tonight, and they should use him. I mean, he can still get open, and he's going to have a better matchup.
Let's move on to the Patriots.
Go ahead.
Kendrick Bourne, over under 66.5 receiving yards. Jacoby Myers, over under 39.5 receiving yards. I got under for Bourne, and I got over for Myers.
I'm going opposite. Over for Bourne and under for Myers.
I'm doing the same as Mike.
Okay. Well, my logic is that, Kendrick Bourne gets a lot of the deep passes, so I don't see that this game with the weather playing out.
You're not wrong.
That's a good point.
I just think it's a hot hand. That's
Yeah.
all. Get him the ball.
Let's get some tight end love right now. Dawson Knox, over under
Over.
27.5 receiving yards.
Oh God. Over.
Hunter Henry, over under 23.5 receiving yards.
I'm saying over for both. 'Cause
Same.
I think
Me
if
too.
in this weather, the tight ends is where they'll be utilized.
Yes.
Like on a game like
Middle of the
tonight.
field, shorter
Yeah.
routes.
Yes.
Around the end zone.
And I see Dawson Knox going for 2 or 3 tutties.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I hope.
He might be the most important player of the day.
I know.
Honestly.
I'm really hoping. I really am.
So, my iconic lock of the game.
Oh, here we go.
This is a
Let's hear
parlay,
it.
3-tier parlay. I got Josh Allen under 226 passing yards. And I got Stephon Diggs under 61.5 receiving yards. And I got Damian Harris over 49.5 rushing yards for plus 398 payout.
Ooh.
$20 lands you pretty much 80. So I think it's a good bet. I like it. The winds are up to 30 miles an hour, as we just talked about. And it's just going to be difficult to throw against the Patriots defense in general. And, now you have the weather factor in it. I think the unders are going to hit for that. And it's a running game. So
I would have loved to hear what everyone thought about rushing touchdowns tonight, because I feel like I mean, I don't know what the props are looking like. I didn't get to see that, but rushing touchdowns, there should be a pretty decent amount of them tonight. Or it could just be, I mean, what is your feel for the game tonight, guys? Do you think it's a low-scoring kind of affair, kind of boring game? Like, what are we seeing here tonight? What's your feel?
I think it's going to be more. Go ahead,
a typical Bills-Patriots game, snowing, defensive battle. It's going to come down to who has the best coach, in my opinion. And of course, it's the Patriots.
You're not wrong.
And I think they actually have the better team. I don't care where they play. They could play in New England. They could play in Buffalo. It doesn't matter. I think New England's a better team, and I think they're going to show it tonight.
I think it's going to be a little bit more exciting. I don't think it's going to be just like a down game because of the weather. I see it being somewhere in the 20s, and I like it tonight. I'm going to say 26-21 Bills.
I mean, my rationale for picking the Bills is they are the more talented team, although Nick might be disputing that.
The only reason I'm taking the Bills is because you know the way I think when I bet.
I know.
And this is the perfect letdown.
You nailed it this week. I didn't have the balls to make the picks you made.
Well, I didn't nail it.
And it worked.
I didn't nail it.
No,
but I was close.
You had a hell of a week.
Well, that's regular.
Here's the
That
thing.
was a major rebound performance.
Here's the thing, Mike.
Focus.
There's a difference between having more talent, than being the better team.
I know. You're right.
And New England's the better team.
I was thinking, all right, you know what? Maybe the Bills of last year will show up because this game is huge and they're at home. Try to stir up some energy. They do have the better quarterback, but that may not matter. And by the way, they lost Tre'Davious White for the season. That's a massive loss. I mean, it may not matter much tonight, but that's like a wind out of the sails kind of loss. That
Moving
is
forward, yep.
a top 5-6 cornerback in the whole league.
Absolutely.
And this is a number one pass defense in the league. And they just lost him. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna get by.
Hoodie up.
I mean, I'm kind of sort of feeling you with the Patriots a little bit, just because I think they'll be able to get the run game going more reliably than the Bills. So it's kind of like a toss-up for me. I just went with the home team. Home team by a field goal. They find a way. They got the better quarterback. They need to show something.
I'm just kidding.
Mac's good, but I mean, they got to show something. They're at home, and it's a massive game with so much,
It's too
so
important.
much
It's too important for the Bills.
It's way too
in my
important.
opinion.
And they have to assert like that they're still a top team in the league. Because right now, they've been sort of a pretender. They don't show up in any big games. They've lost to some shit teams. I mean, I don't know what to think of them anymore. They should be good.
Yep.
They should be better than last year.
I thought they
In
were.
reality,
we were talking about it in the offseason. I thought they were going to.
They have more this year than last year.
Yeah, for sure.
And they just can't figure it out. They're just so inconsistent.
They should be elevating. They're kind of plateauing a bit.
Right.
And they're teams are starting to figure out what they do best, and they're just not adjusting to it. So
They're not evolving.
and look, the Patriots, they got the best coach. They know how to make adjustments in the game. That's why the Patriots are the better team. They have the better coach, and they are going to get it done tonight.
The Patriots have the longest win streak in the entire NFL. 6 games in a row.
Scream it.
6 in a row. So obviously something's clicking. It's always this time of year. You know what else? December is where you learn who is for real. Mm-hmm. No cap. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's where you learn who the powerful teams are. It's right now.
I agree.
Right now, this time of year, this is always when the Patriots click. Always. Forever.
After
Brady,
Thanksgiving,
I mean,
they turn it up.
always.
Yep.
Always.
Agreed.
So there's a certain recipe there. There's a way to play. I mean, also, here's another thing, guys. This is an anti-Patriots point. How is Mac Jones going to perform in the cold weather? We haven't seen that yet. He's a
That's a
warm
great
weather
point.
guy.
That's a good point. I like that.
I mean, I don't think it's going to matter much because he's been exposed to the elements there just by practicing there. They always practice outdoors. But it's an interesting note because it's only going to get worse from here. He has not seen it yet.
I'll be honest, I'm actually not worried. He's got this weird self-confidence about himself that resonates with the team. And I just feel like nothing really bothers him. And like in pressure situations, he just seems calm. He just always seems like he has his poise, and I think he's going to deliver tonight.
I mean, Brady was like that too as a rookie. He came from Southern Cal, so it's
agreed.
I mean, I guess we'll see what happens, but it is interesting, especially if it starts to snow tonight. But there is Monday Night Football breakdown, and we got to move on, guys. We got a show to run here. We're gonna just start recapping. I think that we should go. Wait, what's that say? Pats will win.
And the
You know
Godfather's
what?
got my
I
back.
actually want to hear this, okay? Audience, before we move on, who's winning tonight's game? Who's winning tonight's game? Patriots or Bills? And if it is the Bills, I would love for you to tell me if they cover.
Wow.
Unreal.
That's me.
What a piece of shit.
That's awesome, dude.
I see James
That's the
says the
title.
Bills.
Well, I'm going
Oh
to tell you
my-
who's going to win tonight.
Oh.
I'm guzzling the Patriots. So, yeah. Shout out Ant.
Pause.
I'm guzzling the Patriots.
What?
That's what I was
Shout
told.
out Ant.
Repeat what you just said. Phil didn't
I
hear you.
am guzzling the Patriots tonight. Pause, okay?
Oh my. What?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Hell yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Why wouldn't I drink the
Clarify
Kool-Aid?
your statement there.
They
You
might-
better sound the fucking.
They might be one of the best teams in the league. Straight up.
I mean,
Rookie
I'm
quarterback
there,
or not. So ain't no Kool-Aid here. It's good over here. We're chilling.
You'll see.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We're coming.
Bring your energy on Wednesday.
I can't fucking wait. You better bring your energy too. Because
It's
if the
gonna be
Patriots
brawl.
win, it's gonna be a long day in hell for y'all.
Not for me, motherfucker. I said they were good last
Can't
week.
wait.
The Pasillo family is all over the Patriots. It looks like. Yep. Pats are hot right now. You're not wrong.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Comments on screen so everyone can see it. See this fucking nonsense. Look at this.
Good Lord, I can't believe Nick just said that. I lost my train of thought. So,
Pause.
He said, "Whoa, repeat what you just said."
no, I did that for Phil. Phil was like,
I didn't even put-
Phil was like, what? What did you just say?
You heard me.
Oh, I heard you. I just can't believe it. Good for you.
I can't.
Shout out.
I just don't give a fuck. I'm ready to fucking pod. Let's move on. Let's go.
So, yo, here's what I'm thinking. Fantasy football. All right.
Let's get it.
We don't have as much fantasy as last week. We were like major in fantasy last week. All right. But we got studs and duds. All right. I want to hear some music. Put on one of those new songs, Phil. Nah, that ain't new. That ain't new. Get something. I surprised him here. That was my fault. Okay. Trying to just get some energy here. We're a little rusty. I can feel it. All right. Oh, what the fuck?
We need to get the energy up.
Oh yeah.
Now we're
Oh
talking.
yeah. Oh, let's go.
Let that sink in for a second. So, guys, studs. Of
Sounds
the
like an
week.
intro into like an 80s porno.
Family.
We are all over the place tonight.
Bro, yo, can we talk about fantasy?
Yeah, I think we could.
He's got other fantasies, but let's talk about
Yeah, you know
fantasy
that.
football.
You know that.
Stud of the
I
week.
was Mr. Passion last week for a reason.
Sounds like what would play in the background of like the ride at like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney.
Or if you get road.
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
God.
All right, start us off, Mikey.
Good
Let's
Lord.
go. Come on.
Stud of the week. Who wants the first one?
You know it, Papa. I will start it off. I'm going with Javonte Williams.
Oh, nice pick.
23 carries, 102 yards, 6 catches on 9 targets for 76 yards, a touchdown, and 3 first downs for 27 fantasy points. He is a stud
He's a
in the
beast.
making. He is so
Absolute
good.
stud, man.
I
I just
like
need to let
him.
him run away with the job now. Let's just let him do it.
He would be. Here's a. If Melvin Gordon wasn't there, he probably would have been pushing top 10 back.
He could be a rookie of the year candidate.
Absolutely.
Power
dude.
speed combo.
He's so good.
I mean, he kept them in this game.
He is so good.
Chunk yardage. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy that they didn't commit to him sooner.
I don't hate that pick. That's a really good pick. He's
It
he's
is.
a really good player.
It is. I mean, I can't argue that one bit. That was the best running back performance of the week. I think David Montgomery was pretty close. Besides that, you know, you always got Jonathan Taylor. We don't got to reward him. So, Nick, who you got?
My psychotic player of the week has got to be George Kittle, guys. I mean, the
Nice.
guy had 9 catches for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns on 12 targets, producing 39.6 fantasy points. He had 76 yards after contact, okay? After contact. That's crazy. That man was on a mission on Sunday, and yeah, he was my psychotic player of the week.
Did you
for
guys
sure.
see the touchdown where like this guy's huge. You
He's a
see it.
beast.
He's a beast, all right? He looks like a robot. He's huge.
He looks healthy.
Okay? But did you see the one where he was tiptoeing along the sideline?
Oh, yeah.
That's the
It's like
first thing that came to
nimble
mind when
feet,
you just
Yeah.
mentioned
quick
that.
Yeah.
feet, nimble feet. It's like, how the hell does he move like that? He's healthy. That's what that means.
Oh, yeah.
He's healthy, and they're going to need him.
He's a beast.
They're going to need him, and that was a big loss, by the way. Big loss.
I know.
We're going to be talking about that game tonight. Okay? Nice pick, though, Nick. That's who I was going to go with, but I'm going to change mine now, okay? I'm going to give some tight end love here, too. Dallas Goedert. Yeah. Because if you started him, you likely won your week. All right?
Cat.
That's cat.
Somebody dropped him in one of my leagues. They gave up on him. All right? The Eagles' passing offense has been a roller coaster.
I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was really dog shit.
But, like, I picked him up. I didn't have the balls to start him. I went with Kyle Pitts. He let me down.
Regular.
You got to let go of Kyle Pitts.
All right. Have
It's
I
time
said
to part
anything
ways.
about him?
Yeah, it's
He's
time to part.
droppable.
He's been quiet.
He's been.
And by the
awful.
way, I mean, if you're the Atlanta coaching staff, and you're not feeding him. What's wrong with you? Are you trying to lose? That's it. That's it for me.
It's
That's
that
what it
or he's
comes
not
down
getting
to.
open.
I don't
No,
think he's
he's
getting
open.
open. I mean,
He's a
Russell
freak.
Gage went in there and balled out yesterday.
Well, no one's watching Russell Gage, Mike.
It's true.
He's
don't
not a bad
matter.
player either. That's not like I'm just saying. No one's got eyes.
Hey, man, if you're drafted 4th overall, you shouldn't be able to get shut down like that.
Scream that.
You got to get thrown to, though. That's the other problem. So I didn't start Dallas Goedert, but Dallas Goedert with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. What? 6 catches, 105 yards, and 2 tutties. He caught all 6 of his targets, 28.5 fantasy points. Stud of the week, Dallas Goedert. Dude, he couldn't have had more than a 40% star percentage.
I was playing against him, and he had like 25 points in the first half, and I just wanted to like curl up in a ball. I was upset.
That decision, where I did consider it, because I wouldn't have added him if not. I wasted a bench space on him, okay? That decision literally might have cost me my season. That's the league. That is the one where I told you I need Tyler Bass to have a 20-point outing, which is not happening, okay? That is the one right there. I'm
needs
going
to
to
throw
lose.
some
I'm going to lose by probably 5.
He's got to
and
throw
miss the
some touchdowns
playoffs.
tonight for you to come back. Tyler Bass got to play quarterback somehow.
If it was Tyler Bass from last year, I could count on 4 or 5 field goals. But no, the Bills' offense is just, they're a mess. They are a mess. So there's our studs of the week. But now we got the duds of the week. We got fantasy feces. Oh, what the hell?
Exhaling.
That was well timed.
Yeah, it was fitting for
You
fantasy
saved
feces.
Phil from having to hit
My
that button.
Oh, no, I got it.
fault.
No, I hit the wrong one.
Oh, that was an echo, though.
Pals, who's your fantasy feces of the week?
I wake up to that every morning from E
Facts.
on Snapchat.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
regular.
used to that.
Yeah.
My dud of the week was 2 players. I had number 1 was Ezekiel Elliott, 13 carries for 45 yards and 2 catches for 2 yards for less than 6 fantasy points. So that was terrible. The other one was Gerald Everett because he had 2 chances to have about 15 points and he turned in a -1 in our league because he.
Dude, what happened to him this week?
I don't know. I thought the interception was bad, and then the fumble made the interception look like nothing.
Phil used up all of his greatness.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. He
Like,
was.
that's it. Like, Phil had him,
I can't
Phil had him
explain
in
that.
DFS, and now he's dead. He's
Yeah,
done.
I can't explain that. He was horrible.
I don't understand it one bit. Atrocious.
Yeah, he stunk.
So, good pick, Mike.
The only reason I went with Zeke too was because like Gerald Everett, you don't really expect much from.
Right.
You expect
Also-
a lot from Zeke. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've been hearing rumblings of them having to rest him and all that shit. Tony Pollard has got some bounce.
he had
bro.
14 points. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I don't know how to think of it. Go ahead, Nick.
My fantasy feces of the week is James Robinson. The guy had 8 carries, 24 yards rushing, and caught 1 ball out of 4 targets for 11 yards.
And Carlos Hyde scored that touchdown in that game.
And here's why. Because James Robinson in back-to-back weeks has fumbled the football, and now he's being benched for it, and Carlos Hyde is actually taking away his carries. And for all the James Robinson owners, I would be concerned moving forward, especially with the fantasy playoffs approaching. That's a guy that you were relying on throughout the year, and running backs are a hard position to fill. So I would be extremely worried about him, and he just had a horrible game, and he hasn't been himself.
That team is just getting worse. Like,
Exactly.
They used to at least compete a little bit.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was like right there.
Exactly.
It's a fucking shark.
That's part of the new format.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I could have easily justified Kyle Pitts because he just, I mean, you have to start him. All right. He's ranked in the top 5 every week by every analyst, and he should be fed the ball. I could have justified that. So I'm not going to go there because we just talked about him. I'm going to go with Mark Ingram. All right, 2 points. I mean, he had Alvin Kamara's job for the week. The Saints, I kind of figured they would have been better running the football. It turned into the Taysom Hill show. I started him in one league, by the way. But 10 carries for 28 yards. Mark Ingram's been pretty good when he's been given the chance this year. I was just not expecting that.
Wow. So back-to-back weeks, we had a Saints running back as feces. Because I had Tony Jones Jr. and you had Mark Ingram. So I think the Saints have a problem with their
The Saints
run
are
block.
done, bro.
Yeah.
They're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
They got issues over there.
They stink.
They do. And Taysom Hill, I mean, he had his moments. He had his moments, but there's just something not clicking with this team. And also, Dallas is just better. Period. But they should have definitely, I mean, you guys would agree, Taysom Hill probably should have started the moment Jameis Winston went down, right?
Well, with or without him, I don't really think it would be that much different.
I don't know, Mike.
I mean, you can't be worse, but I mean, I don't know. I can't even get. I don't have time to think about that right now.
What is that? What do I see there from Godfather?
Zeke idiot has been irrelevant.
It's backs, though. I mean, I think Tony Pollard actually might be the better back right now.
It's hard because they're saying that he's hurt.
The thing is I would go with the hot hand there. He just looks like he's got more bounce right now. Period.
And he
Balls.
and he can could hit the hole harder. he could get through there faster. So it's tough. They're in a bad situation because they can't do anything with Zeke for what, another year?
No way.
Or two?
Oh, they'll be eating cap. No cap.
Yeah. 90 mil.
It's a bad situation. That's why you don't pay running backs.
I agree.
He's been showing this too. It's like, you know that the downfall is coming. It's just how fast. He's had so many touches in this league. So many. So there are your duds of the week. The fantasy feces. Yuck. Really. Just major poop. Ugh. Anyway, that's going to be it for fantasy today, guys, because we had so much fantasy coverage. So I want to kind of break down some games now. All right? I think that we should start with the Chargers and Bengals. Weird one, right? Like, is this maybe the two most confusing teams in the NFL? Like, you never know what to expect from either of these teams.
I think
honest to God.
It's young head coaches and young quarterbacks. So they're just, every week they come in, you have no idea what's coming. It's just, it's a guess.
In fairness to both teams, this has been a year that I just can't, I don't know who is the best team. Every week there's always every week there's a team that dominates a good team, a playoff fringe team, and then the next week they lay an egg. Hence, Minnesota. They beat Green Bay and they beat LA, the Chargers, and then they lose to Detroit. It doesn't make any sense.
I hate them so much this year. I can't even begin to tell you.
It's like a week to week league. It's just crazy this year, and it's been exciting, but it's just been really, it's unpredictable.
The only team that I feel like has really been separated from everybody was Green Bay. I mean, I know they lost to Minnesota, but they dominated the Rams, the Cardinals.
Keep sleeping on the Cardinals.
Yeah. So we'll get there, but
that's major shade you just threw right there. You didn't mean to.
What?
The Cardinals, man, just keep sleeping on them.
We'll talk soon.
Keep sleeping on the Cardinals. Man, that's crazy.
They're legit.
Oh yeah. The Packers, the Bucks, the Cardinals, and I mean maybe the Chiefs at this point. Kind of wide open. They're the elite four in my mind.
I don't know. My homeboy is kind of slipping, but we'll talk about that later.
I don't know about that.
Slipping.
Well, Nick, they won 5 in a row, brother.
Slipping. Not because of him. Because their defense. Their defense has been number one against.
I agree. They're just doing what they got to do to win. That's all.
Their defense has been winning, not Mahomes.
You're not wrong. But let's get back on track here. Chargers versus Bengals. And this one, like, at some point, Mike was talking this shit. Mike picked the Chargers.
Regular.
Nick and I had the Bengals. And you guys know I've been in on the Chargers all year.
Yeah.
They were my sleeper team. They even pissed me off to the point I couldn't pick them this week. And the Bengals are hot. Joe Mixon's running the ball well. And they just come out so flat. And they were at home.
They were my
was
lock.
just weird.
They were my lock of the week.
Yeah, Mike. It's a shame we didn't have that show.
Go, Chargers, go.
Allie ruined it.
Jesus Christ. Yo, but I mean, it started off. Chargers were up 16-zip, turned it to 24-zip, right? 24-zip at one
It
point.
was 24 like 8.
24-8. I
Something
mean,
like that. Yeah.
It was 24-zip, and then Bengals
Yeah.
started creeping back, and it was 24-22.
one score game at one point.
Right.
And then what happened? It was just crazy. 41-22 final score.
Bro, it was 24-13. It was 16-0 in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, the Chargers scored 8 and the Bengals scored 13.
Third quarter.
It was 24.
It was 24-0.
Yeah.
24-0,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, and then
I remember I was watching it.
And then
Holy
third
shit, I didn't even
quarter,
realize
the
that.
Bengals got within one score right in the beginning of the third quarter. We're like, all right, well, Joe Burrow's alive now.
It was 24-0.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah, I thought that's why you were talking your shit. Because you were like,
I saw 16-0, and then I went out back. I was playing with my son,
oh shit, man.
so I had no
ugly.
idea.
It was some ugly shit.
I saw 16-0, and then I saw 24-22.
So, like, what are we thinking here? What is, like, I just really don't know what to think of either of these teams.
They're just
Are they both playoff teams? Are neither playoff teams? Like, what are we thinking right now? Like, it's just kind of weird. I hear they're both 7-5. All right, I'll give you their standings in the playoffs. I believe they're both still in. Yes, Chargers are the 6th seed. Bengals are the 7.
one big issue.
Just slightly ahead of the Steelers and Colts, and a game up on literally every other team. Like the whole freaking league is in the playoff race this year.
There's one issue with the Bengals.
Go ahead.
Joe Burrow's finger.
Yeah, that was some serious business. It looked like he was having trouble throwing the football.
Yeah. That doesn't look like that's going to heal by Sunday.
Did you guys see that play where Joe Burrow threw a deep pass to Jamar Chase, and he literally had it in his hands, he dropped it, and the defender picked it off?
Ripped right out.
It's like that was like a touchdown. That could have been a game changer for the Bengals.
You're right.
It was just costly turnovers for the Bengals that really did them in. And
Joe Mixon fumble, like that never happens.
agreed. Right.
That was in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the better team with more talent won. I think the Chargers have more talent than the Bengals at this point.
You know,
But
you
the
wanna know what
Bengals
it
are up and
was?
coming.
You want to know what it was? The Chargers defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you could argue was their best game of the season.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got a defensive touchdown. That always helps the team.
They were generating some
especially on the
pressure.
road. You need if you get defensive touchdowns on the road, the chances of you winning
win.
are going to increase.
Yeah,
Yes,
substantially.
absolutely, because it takes the crowd out of it. You have the momentum, and that's it.
I mean, they held Joe Mixon at 2.8 yards per carry. That was the best. Listen, their run defense has been atrocious all year. That was the best performance that they had against the run by far that I can remember. And this is Joe Mixon. He came in hot.
Yeah,
I mean, he's looking like a top 5 back.
I agree.
You could argue he's one of the best, one of the top 2 this year. That's how good he's been.
He's
Let's
been
not
awesome.
get crazy now.
Like, no, I'm
He
not
has been
getting
awesome.
crazy, bro.
I
You can
know.
argue he's literally one of the best backs in the league, and they just outright shut him down. His longest carry was 10 yards this week.
Man.
Uh-oh. Damian Harris just scored, right? Is that what I'm seeing?
Coaching matters.
Hey, they're able to get that run game going much better than Buffalo.
Man,
Not looking
I
good
benched-
for us, Mike.
I benched Damian Harris too.
I did too.
Burkhead.
Oh!
It's all right. I still won. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's all right. And so update, the Patriots went for 2 and they got it. 8-0
Damn.
New England.
Wow. On the road.
Pop that shit.
On the road.
Statement.
So the Chargers won also in spite of
Keep
Austin
going.
Eckler's turnovers too. He had a couple fumbles. 2 fumbles lost. It's a weird game, guys. Justin Herbert had a pick. Joe Burrow had 2. Like, I just don't understand. It's just weird.
You know who balled out? T. Higgins.
Yeah, man. That trade was major for you.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
T. Higgins and
he's
Jalen
so
Waddle
good, dude.
are on fire right now. And Adam Thielen's hurt.
Right on schedule. He's always hurt. And that's exactly why I wanted to trade him. It's right on schedule. It's what he does every year.
Is that kid's owner, the owner listening right now? Is he-
I hope so. Derek, you got green.
He's 11-2. And
Really?
in first place, bro. He's a fantasy juggernaut. He's unbeatable.
I'm coming.
Oh, he lost that trade.
Don't matter. He could lose any trade and have all bench players, and he wins.
Is he good every year?
every year. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's
a good fantasy player.
Yeah.
I'm joking around with him. He's a good fantasy player.
Damn. Yo, guys, by the way, they got Mike Williams back involved, and it seems to be this, like, from what I noticed with this team, the more they get Mike Williams involved, the better chance they have of winning. They've won virtually every game that he had a big game. 5 for 110. He had a 47-yard catch. He had 22 yards per catch. I mean, did you guys notice that correlation? Because
I think Mike Williams is actually like one of the he's in the upper echelon of wide receivers.
He's been cold lately. He's been cold.
He's been awesome. I mean, he's big. He can jump. Come on, fam. He's got a good catch radius. I think he's got a good quarterback on him. I just think they need to find ways to get him the ball even more, especially with Keenan Allen. Yeah,
that might be it. And Keenan Allen, there you go, the buy low, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, look, I think the Chargers are loaded on offense, and it's really going to depend on their defense the rest of the way, in my opinion.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Season ends today. Are both of these teams making the playoffs?
Not both.
Who's missing?
Bengals.
And how certain do you feel about that?
I feel pretty confident in that.
Who's gonna get in over the Bengals? I'll give you some names: Steelers, Colts, Raiders, Browns, Broncos, Dolphins.
I would trust the Colts over the Bengals.
I agree.
Can't believe the Dolphins are in this conversation.
I know.
We'll get there too. All right. I am thinking that the Chargers definitely get in because I've said that all along. But they're not winning the division anymore. That's kind of they had the easier schedule, guys. The Chiefs still finding ways to win games. It's not pretty.
A win's a win. I mean, that's how I take it in the NFL. A win is a win. It hasn't been pretty, but they're winning. Imagine what they're going to look like when it is pretty.
If they ever turn it back on offense,
yeah.
Look out. So I'm thinking right now, guys, the Bengals do not get in. I'm thinking that it's going to be the Colts.
They're a year short,
but they're close. They're just so hard to figure out. I really can't get a good grasp on it. So anyway, we're going to move on from that game. But now this might have been the game of the week. I think it's fair to say. Steelers Ravens. Mm-hmm. You both had the Steelers.
Yeah.
I was throwing shade. I mean, these games are always unpredictable. They're always close. It's probably the biggest rivalry in the NFL still. To this day, there's something about these games. They're always played close. So how are we going to break this down? Are we going to say that the Steelers were lucky that Mark Andrews didn't catch that ball? That it might have been a little bit too far ahead on the 2-point conversion? Like, what are we thinking here? Did the Steelers just, what was it?
So here's the thing. I love the decision to go for 2 and try to win and put them away.
That was my next
I
question.
really do. I'm a degenerate gambler. I love gambling. But I don't know in that moment. It's tough, man. It's really tough. But the Steelers got really lucky, and it goes back to the same thing with me though. Even though I picked them to win the 1 seed, I don't trust them, dude. The Ravens, I really don't.
They're falling apart a little bit.
And Lamar Jackson, man, he has 13 interceptions, dude.
He's got a bad stretch right now.
It's bad, and he's not catching any flock at all.
Everything I heard yesterday, he got major flack.
I'm not even hearing it, to be honest. I feel like if that was,
NFL Network,
if that was select players, it would be a lot bigger.
You want to know why though? It may seem that way perception wise, is because he's literally the reason they are where they are too. So they just lost Marlon Humphrey. Now it's like maybe they got hot too soon, and the injuries are just too much now. It's catching up. I mean, you can't even say that it's a lock that they'll win the division. It's kind of wide open. Every team's still in it. All 4 teams are in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, every team.
This opinion's not going to be popular, and I don't give a fuck anyway. But it's not popular. But I'm going to say it anyway. Lamar Jackson is not a great quarterback. He's just a great athlete. That's really what he is. I mean, let's call a spade here. When he is called upon to make throws, he does not make them in crunch time moments. And I can't trust him in the playoffs to make those big time throws to win a Super Bowl. Every Super Bowl quarterback that has won has to make big throws in crunch time games. Brady, Manning,
Rodgers,
Mahomes. Down the list. Exactly. Big Ben, even Santonio Holmes.
Warner.
You got to make those throws to win it all. And I don't trust Lamar Jackson to do that in crunch time. And
So
I
not
just
even
think he's
after
an athlete.
he drove them down the field and threw that nice touchdown, and it was a slightly, the 2-point conversion slightly ahead. That ball could have been caught though.
It could
Like,
have
he
been
still
caught.
took them all the way down the field, even after having a bad game against a defense that was playing really well on the day. And he threw a seed. That touchdown was a seed.
That was a nice throw.
But like
I'm just throwing you the counterpoint. Like, he's a good quarterback.
I agree.
A great player.
Here's the thing with him. He makes good throws sometimes, but he doesn't do them consistently. That's his problem.
You could definitely
You
say
know what
that.
it is, Nick? He's Lamar Jackson is not an elite thrower of the football.
He's a good thrower.
I agree.
He's good. He's a
good
great
thrower.
player.
But
Good.
he's a great player. He's fun. He's flashy. But that shit doesn't win Super Bowls. It doesn't. Like when we were joking around talking about this before, and I said if somebody told me right now I had to bet my life on him winning a Super Bowl or not, I'm betting not, and I'm not even. It's not even a question in my mind.
I'm with you, Mike.
Lamar Jackson will never win a
And
Super Bowl.
The
Never.
recent stretch where he's been struggling, the biggest thing for me is not whether or not like he can make the throws. It's the fact that he's making horrible decisions.
Exactly.
Like this is
And when you're
something he
not-
corrected earlier in the season. Wasn't throwing a lot of picks.
Correct.
Very protective of the ball, getting chunk yardage. The receivers everyone's playing well. And
has
now
his
it's just like
receivers now,
bones,
too.
like really like head scratchers.
I mean, look,
Head
he
scratch.
played against the Steelers, and they got this is the Steelers team that just got smacked 41-10 the previous
Yeah.
week. If Lamar Jackson is that guy, you're beating the Steelers,
That saved their season.
and that's the
that
bottom
win.
line.
What about Miami?
Case in
That's
point.
when it started.
Case
And
in point.
it's tough because like if somebody says like, oh, Lamar Jackson's trash, immediately everybody jumps at you and goes off. But it's really the truth.
He's just a phenomenal athlete.
That's
That's
all he is.
really what he is. He's very inconsistent in his throws, and that's my analysis. And
He'll
I'm
never
sticking
win a
with
Super
it.
Bowl.
I think it's just all catching up, and the Ravens are they're in a little bit of trouble right now. They're having a bad stretch right now. Plain and
it's
simple.
bad.
The defense is actually not playing so bad, but they just it seems like it's all going to catch up. So the follow-up question is this: who's winning the AFC North? If you had to say right now who's winning the AFC North, all three of us had them as the 1 seed a few weeks ago.
I regret it.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, I definitely would say the same as far as the seeding goes. I still think they're making the playoffs. There's a chance they don't, by the way.
I don't
Who's
know.
winning the AFC North? And see, like, this is the thing. We just said the Bengals aren't getting in.
Next Sunday they play Cleveland, don't they? They play Cleveland
check
next. That's a
for you.
big game for both teams.
Hold on one sec. I'll tell you right now.
They do.
I got to be honest.
Because it was Ravens bye week Ravens, and they're going to
Yeah,
lose again.
Baltimore at Cleveland.
Yeah,
next
they're going to lose again.
Hmm.
That's a big game.
week. Yeah, it is.
The winner
didn't
of that
even
game
realize that.
might be the division.
So
It's-
are you leaning Browns right now as your pick?
I don't know. I don't
Like,
know.
are you
man. That's
sure?
tough.
no way.
That's tough.
The Browns win the division? No fucking no way.
I mean, it's not crazy. Right now, the team sitting the best is the Bengals. In my opinion, I really do. I think they're the team in the best position. Even though I just said they're not going to make the playoffs.
Are you going to take the Steelers, Nick?
I think Pittsburgh's in the best position right now. Well, outside, I mean, the Ravens have a better record, but I like this Pittsburgh team, man. If they can, it's really their defense being inconsistent all year. If they can get that, if they can play like that last night, they're going to be tough to beat because Deontay Johnson, he is one of the best wide receivers in the
awesome.
league, and it's not even a question.
Awesome.
In my opinion, I think he's the best wide receiver to come out of last year's draft.
He's always open.
I think he's better than DK Metcalf. I think he's better than AJ Brown, and that's how I feel.
I've been saying it.
I do.
I mean, I've always
That's a
said AJ
solid
Brown was,
take right there.
I do. I think he has it. I mean, look, he's got Big Ben on the cusp of retirement, and he's balling at it. He's balling. He's going
He's
bananas.
really,
every
really
week.
underrated.
He's amazing.
My only argument to that, Nick, the Steelers' offense looked like shit except for that fourth quarter last night. They really did. They were only good at the very end of that game. They looked like shit for 3 quarters. I mean, Big Ben looked like Big Ben for 3 quarters, and then when you needed him most, he came through, which is why you can't count them out. So I do love that. It's just I don't know. That division's messy.
It's so messy now. I'm sticking with the Ravens, but it's close, guys. It's close. I'm going to stick with the coaching, and they just seem to they will figure it out.
I'll give you that because I love John Harbaugh, and I think he's the best coach in that.
Because literally, they were fingertip away from winning on a phenomenal fourth quarter drive,
and the Steelers were done.
and the Steelers' season's over. That's it. And they were already talking, Mike Tomlin had a little overreaction to the media talk about Ben's future this week. That came up a lot. They were talking about Ben retiring. And Ben was kind of like emotionally charged by this game. It was weird. He's like always, he looked like he was about to cry.
I told my brother, we were laughing because we put in a parlay. And he's like, I don't know about that Pittsburgh pick. And I was like, Big Ben's talking about retirement. They're telling him he's trash. It's a guaranteed W. I mean, it was until... It was nerve-wracking, but...
Well, we got one more game, guys, and then we got to go to our cap or no cap, and that's how we're going to close out the show today, all right?
I love it.
49ers, Seahawks. Just when you thought you could count the Seahawks out, I even went against them. I went against Russell Wilson. I started him in 3 leagues. I had no choice. I went against him. And Mike somehow, I don't know, Mike took the Seahawks there. This is why he killed us this week. I mean, he didn't kill us. We all had a pretty good week, picks-wise.
You really did take the Seahawks.
I know I did.
I even went with the 49ers this game. And they pulled it off. And I mean,
Dude, the league is all about swings, bro. It's just reading it. I said, Cincinnati, you come out, you hang 41 on Pittsburgh, you beat them 41-10, guaranteed loss next week. Pittsburgh gets blown out, that's a guaranteed win next week. It's all emotions. Control your emotions.
Is that what it is? It's just emotions?
It's
that
emotions.
was Mike's formula for the week, and it worked.
Dude, the 49ers,
for the season, it's worked.
They're coming off 3 big wins. The Seattle Seahawks are coming off 4 bad losses. There you go. Perfect time.
But how come that doesn't work against Brady-led teams?
It's a different animal. It's Tom Brady.
Control your emotions.
Yeah. Now, he did screw me, though, when he lost to the Washington football team coming out of the bye week.
Yeah.
It don't always work, but that's the way I do it. But that sucks. And then we got the Lions.
So now how do we feel about the 49ers? Suddenly it's like, we were like, just when we thought, okay, they're a lock for the 6th seed. And we're just like, this league is crazy this year.
It's a roller coaster. I've been saying, I don't know who is going to be the best team in the end. I don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl. Besides, I know who's going to win the Super Bowl, but it's really up for grabs. Honestly, it's up for grabs. Like anybody can win at any moment because every week there is like
parity.
Exactly.
It really is, though.
It's crazy. This year has been like the first year that I can remember in recent history where it's ever been like this. It's been really unpredictable, and it's great to see. It's great entertainment, but I'm looking forward to how this season's gonna play out.
I can't wait for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
I'm kind of leaning towards the 49ers still get in, but it's hard to ignore Washington anymore. The Eagles were briefly on the 7th seed, by the way, until Washington won with passion.
Passion. I love that.
It's just total shit show. I'm trying not to crack up here just looking at this. It's ugly. So what changed the game for me, guys? The Seattle Seahawks have been lacking that one big play that changes the game. It was that untouched fake punt touchdown by Travis Homer that changed the whole game.
As soon as I saw that play, I knew that was a lot. I knew that game was over.
And then Russ was 30 for 37 after that. He had a pretty good game. It wasn't great. It was good, though. It was good.
His finger hurts.
That was the best we've seen him so far.
It's about time.
We're going to talk about him in a minute. All right. Adrian Peterson got in the end zone.
AP. Ageless wonder right there.
He just tied Jim Brown. He's top 10 in touchdowns.
Yep.
It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Other than that, I mean, George Kittle was a standout. So, I mean, can we even say, like, do you want to even entertain the notion of the Seahawks getting in still?
No.
Do you want to entertain the notion of an under 500 team getting in still?
No.
I don't think.
Sure?
I don't think Seattle's going to sniff the playoffs. I don't. Because they're 4-8.
I know.
I mean, there's really no discussion here.
Well, listen, here we go. All right, here we go.
Yeah, they're 4-8.
They got the Texans, they got the Rams, they got the Bears, Lions, and then they got Arizona week 18. They could be sitting starters. I don't know yet.
So if they go 3-2, they would be 7-10. Not happening.
They'd have to run the table.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. I mean, the Rams are looking kind of like shit.
Wow.
They can't beat anyone good.
Fair, but I mean, the Seahawks aren't good.
I know.
So that's
Maybe
where it
it's
is
just
for me.
I just want to see how you guys felt. Just gauging the temperature here. All right, it's ugly. Like there's everyone. I think that there's 20. I think I saw the stat was like 25 teams, or 26 teams are still in playoff contention, and 24 of them are within like a game. I don't remember. It was like I don't know. This is the first time in NFL history that 4 teams have an 8-4 record on the AFC side. Like holding the division spots. 8-4. All
nuts,
4 of
man.
them. I don't know what to think anymore. All right, let's go to a cap or no cap. You want to change up the song, Phil?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one.
Actually, you know what? You can hold that thought. Most impressive team of the week. Who you got?
I have the
That's my fault.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah?
They dominated that game from start to finish. There was no point in that game where I thought the Bears were going to even make it close or win. And Kyler Murray had no rust after the 3-week absence. So they're really good.
Look out, man.
They're really good. They're not going to win it all.
And this is a game.
They'll be lucky to win a playoff game. But they're
Mike.
doing really good this
This was a game
regular
where the
season.
weather was not great either. And his throws were sharp yesterday. He wasn't asked to do a ton.
He had no rust.
But the throws were sharp too. That was what I wanted to see coming off the injury. Is he going to be like rusty as a thrower? Can
was
he
a
run a
perfect-
little bit?
It was a perfect
And he-
tune-up game for them.
And I mean, running wise, he looked great too.
Yeah, they're good.
Nick, who you got most
Well,
impressive?
my most impressive team performance of the week. Look, I know they played a bad Texans team, but it's got to be the Indianapolis Colts. They scored in every single quarter, coming off a bad loss against the Bucs last week, which was a close game, and their playoff hopes were riding on last week. So I think they bounced back really well, 31-0. To have a shutout on the road is impressive against a division opponent. Carson Wentz, he's not going, he's not playing out of his mind. He is being efficient enough for them to win the game.
He didn't have to do much this week.
He's not making bad decisions with the football. He's not throwing interceptions. They have a great running game. I think they played outstanding yesterday.
They really did.
31-0 on the road against a division opponent. I mean, that's got to speak volumes to me. So.
By the way, the Hard Knocks in season is way better than the Cowboys one from the summer. It's not even close. Like I'm actually enjoying it. I just watched the 3rd episode earlier on today, actually.
And
Really good.
I also want to mention too. I mean, Michael Pittman he's emerging as
He's so good.
Solid.
as a top 20 wide receiver in this league.
Jonathan Taylor might be a top 5 player in this league. That's how good he is.
I can't
He
disagree.
had his 32
crazy.
carries yesterday.
He's
Yeah.
crazy, guys. He's crazy.
He's legit.
32 carries.
He's gone legit.
Yeah. Like Shorty.
bonkers, man. So, wait, what? What did I just miss? All right, I'm going to go most impressive. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Because that game, it was just like, I don't know. We don't want to talk about this game anymore. But they came out and they beat a Cincinnati team that was kind of rolling a little bit. In Cincinnati, Chargers typically are not a great road team. Just historically, the last few years. So that was my most impressive. Most disappointing, and then we got cap or no cap.
It's got to be the Minnesota Vikings.
Agreed.
I'm sorry. I don't know how you
Agreed.
lose to 0-10-1 team in Detroit Lions.
Exactly, Phil.
When you're on the cusp of literally a wild card spot after, beating Green Bay and the Chargers, at the last 3 weeks, and then you fucking lay an egg against the Lions. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's
Horrible.
That's awful. That's
Kirk
coaching.
Cousins was who I thought he was.
It's not even that. It's coaching. There
Mike
is
Zimmer's
no
getting
way.
fired.
He should have
Yes.
got fired
Write that
after
shit down.
the game.
It's
He should
coaching.
have got fired
fellas.
after the game, dude. You know what they did. They cost me. I did a $50 parlay I was going to put in here
Talk about it,
on
King.
Thursday. I did a $50 parlay, a 12-leg parlay for $18,000, and it lost because the fucking Vikings couldn't beat the Lions.
That's awful. I honestly feel bad. I'm sorry. I didn't want to,
No, it's
bring it up
okay.
or anything, but
$18,000
Oh,
by
man.
one game because the
Oh
Vikings
my God.
on
If
the
the-
last play.
on the last play. Why would you even let him get into the goal line? Why are you at the back of the end zone?
It's just questionable defense. I don't know what defense they were running.
I couldn't sleep last night. Me and my brother were texting, and it was one of the most nauseating things of my entire life.
Add that team to the list of teams I am no longer betting on.
I
Add
will
that with
never-
Washington. Washington's hot, but I'm salty. I'm out. That's it. I'm never betting the Vikings again. Maybe they'll turn it around now. That's what they needed. They needed me to say that.
And
right?
it was the thing that was worse about it was I was outside with the baby, and Jared Goff fumbled. Justin Jefferson scores that touchdown. I'm like, holy shit, yo, we got it. All right.
It's over.
We're good.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at the next games, and I'm like, all right, Seattle, Pittsburgh, it's a little choppy. Then I sit down on the couch, and I see them driving, and I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm done. I knew it. I'm just watching I'm watching what's happening. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm dead. Me and my brother are texting. I'm throwing a temper tantrum. And the next thing I know, I'm looking at the slate, and I'm like, holy shit, we're going to hit every game except the Vikings.
I want to say congrats to the Lions, but after hearing that, I can't say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the way, must watch was Dan Campbell. I mean, as if you couldn't love him anymore. Did you guys see his press conference after?
I did not, but
dedicating the win
Goff
to the Oxford shooting, that stuff.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, my bad.
Class act, man. Total class act. Like, and those guys love him. Did you see the celebration?
Why do they love him?
Absolutely love this guy because he's got passion.
Real shit, yo. That's what football's about. It's about passion.
They're
man.
They're gonna be an ascending team when they make some picks. I mean, hopefully they pick well. Yeah. But they got it, guys. Like they got the coach. That's tough to find.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Detroit personified.
Yes. Hard nose.
He looks like he's the coach of the Detroit Lions.
They could have celebrated. He could have said something about the team winning their first game of the year, how excited, his first win as a head coach. And no, he dedicated it to the families of that horrible shooting. Just absolutely horrible. Class act.
What a guy.
Wonderful. Encourage watching it. All right. Cap or no cap? Finally. Best for last.
Let's go.
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Can't wait.
Kirk Cousins is a pile of shit. No cap.
So, I mean, I think we should explain to the audience, like, you know, because we got some people who may not be up with the youth lingo, all right? Cap meaning it's a lie. No cap meaning no lie. It's for real, okay? I can't believe I have to define this shit, but, like, even I tripped up on it a little bit myself when we were talking about this segment.
Cap.
All right? So, the first take... It's a major one. Russell Wilson is cooked. Cap or no cap?
That's cap. That's cap. Come on now. Don't do it.
That's no fucking cap, guys.
Wow.
That ain't no cap.
Wow.
I'm watching. Yeah.
Sound that shit.
Yeah, you can sound the fucking alarm all you want. The bottom line is they're 4-8. I don't care if they won. I don't care.
You're more shocked than I thought.
Cap. That ain't no fucking cap, bro.
You're more shocked than I thought.
I am watching Russell Wilson throw the ball that he routinely makes, and he's over fucking throwing it.
He was 30 for 37.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't care. I think Russ is cooked, and I don't think Russ is getting back to another Super Bowl. When I asked you guys 3 weeks ago if he's washed, you guys said he's going back to the bowl. I said, I don't think so.
Whoa, that's cap, motherfucker. I never said that.
Okay,
we didn't say that.
Mikey P.
But I'll say it now for you.
Go ahead.
Oh, he'll be back.
He'll be back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love
back to one.
Oh. And what time frame?
Oh, well, I mean, he's got a whole career left. It depends. Do you think he's so cooked he's going to be done, like, in a few years?
Russ ain't cooking no more, bro.
Oh, my God.
You're overcooking my grits, coach. Herman Boone voice.
Yo, you gave Brady flack for throwing 250 yards. Hold on. You gave Brady flack for throwing for 250 yards.
Big chiller.
But yet Russell does it, and it's a good game for him.
I didn't say he had a good game.
Come on, man. You said he was 30 for 37.
I didn't say he had a good game. I said he turned it around a little bit in comparison to the past few games.
If that's turning it around, that man is cooked because you said he was the third best player in the league.
Damn, Nick turned it around.
Come on, fam. You said he was the third best player in the league. So if he's the third best player in the league, turning it around at 231 passing yards, that I don't know. You tell me.
That team is broken, and by no means is he off the hook. Because I told you guys. I told you this. All right? I told you last week. He has been horrible. And I was going to say it again on Wednesday. He's been horrible, and there's no excuse. Listen, I'm sure the finger is bothersome, but you're out there, you're playing, you still got DK Metcalf, you still got Tyler Lockett. You should be putting up numbers.
Yep.
Something looks broken with that team.
I agree.
It's the offensive coordinator.
I don't know how he hasn't been fired.
He's horrible. But I said that.
I'm not even going to use that to excuse Russell Wilson's poor decision making. And I still, listen.
It's been bad.
he's making anyone look bad that, you know, I mean, he was fine earlier in the season. He was fine. He was playing pretty well earlier in the season. You figure, all right, it's going to be a typical Russell Wilson season. To this point, you know, I think he'll turn around. I'm saying cap. I see. I had to think about that again, like what the verbiage was. All right,
You'll get there.
it's cap.
You got to use it more.
And
often.
listen to this too. I got something for you. The Eagles are going to be trying to get him. I promise you right now. I'm going to say it right now. It might be a hunch. It might be knowledge of what's going on there. It might be knowledge of what I'm hearing. It might be a combination of three.
If they give up 3 first-round picks for him,
I don't know if they'll have to give up 3. And you could see Jalen Hurts involved in the deal as well. I'm just saying.
I would take a 38-year-old Aaron Rodgers over Russell Wilson at 32.
I would take Aaron Rodgers as well right now if he was on the table. I have no idea. I'll take either of them.
I know what else is on the table.
No, fam.
Jesus.
Hey, you freaky, yo.
I'm telling you right now.
What's wrong with you?
No cap.
somebody out there is paying up for Russell Wilson this offseason. Somebody's going to do it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think you're shot for saying that he's cooked.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't look at you.
Franchise depleting right there.
I was talking to
you
him.
gave up 3 first-round picks for that guy, you're in trouble.
No
It
cap.
might not be 3. It might be 2 and conditional pick.
You're in trouble.
I'm in. All right. Next one. The Eagles have a quarterback controversy on their hands. This is always the story in Philly. They got a love for the backup QB. We're already hearing it on the radio. We're hearing it on TV.
So I'm starting off with Cap because I think Jalen Hurts has command of the locker room. But let him go out there and do a 3 for 10 and shit the bed in the first half of the game in 2 weeks and see Gardner Minshew start getting called for. Also, in addition to that, they're in a really tough spot because I don't know. Do they believe in Jalen Hurts? You have 3 first-round picks next year. Gardner Minshew looked good, but don't overreact to one game. But he does throw a really nice ball.
What do you think, Nick?
It's Cap. I mean, Jalen Hurts is the guy. He has to be the guy.
What Ann say? Cat, but no cat.
He's the guy. He's a leader of the locker room. The players love him. I don't see Minshew. You know, I mean, look, Minshew, he throws it better than Hurts.
Mm-hmm. That's 100% true.
He's a better
dude.
thrower of the football.
Yeah,
now.
Absolutely. He got Dallas Goedert involved. He's actually utilizing the $50 million tight end, which what you're supposed to do. If you pay somebody that
He
kind of
looked like
money,
a
That was
beast.
concerning.
And he looked like a beast, too.
you pay that guy that kind of money, you got to give him the ball, and that's what he did. He did his job. But you know, going off what Mike said, if Jalen Hurts comes out and he plays like shit,
They're gonna want to see more because they have
Yeah.
a big decision next week.
Right.
Guys,
next
I
week.
want you to see something here, and maybe this will change your mind before I tell you what I think. All right? Phil, play this video for me, all right? This is for the audience.
Oh, I know exactly what video you're gonna play.
Play this video. Play this video right now.
100%. I knew
Go
you were
ahead.
gonna play that, dude. This is fucking awesome.
Full screen that shit. Uh-oh. There it is. Can you full screen that? See that? Bottom right? Yeah, there you go. Everybody needs to see this, because if you haven't seen it yet, yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that man, guys. That's a fucking celebration.
Good old Joe Dirt.
That's passion right there. That man plays with passion.
Who cares?
I totally agree with you.
He's all passion all the time, kind of passion.
He cares.
Nick likes passion.
He cares.
Look at that jacket. You don't want him to start for the Eagles?
The city would love that crazy motherfucker.
They love
dude.
him. Yo, there's been calls for Hurts' head.
Paul.
I knew you were going to say that. I even paused for
My
you.
jack.
I was like, you know, someone's going to say it. Yo. Cap, though.
All right. I was gonna say.
I was trying to sway you a little bit. But I'm going to say, guys, this was a setup. I've been pretty spot on with this whole Eagles front office shit all year, I think. This was a setup. I think Jalen Hurts could have played this week, and they didn't want him to play, and they wanted to get a look at Gardner Minshew. That's what happened here. They wanted to see how the passing offense would operate with a guy who could throw the football. And I got to be honest, The passing offense looked better. The whole offense, like together,
He makes
the offense as a whole worked better.
I agree.
Nick Sirianni's offense was better with Gardner Minshew. Granted, it was the Jets, but they played some close games this year.
I agree with you, Mike.
He made quicker decisions, and he could actually throw the ball more than 10 yards.
Because he's not a bad player either. This is a guy who I would have thought was a perfect bridge quarterback for the Steelers. You could have had him as a possible long-term answer, if not somebody to bridge to the next QB. He was a perfect guy. And one of my Steelers friends was saying this.
I hate him because he's a pile of shit, but credit to Howie Roseman for getting him for a 6th-round pick.
That was a great trade. I can't believe that still. But this was a setup, guys. Jalen Hurts said on Wednesday he was good to play. This was a setup. They have the bye week, and now you got to hear this shit for 2 weeks in Philly.
Mike Theories.
You got to hear this for 2 weeks. There you go, Nick Theories. I got one for you. All right? This is not going to go away. And guess what? Now it gives them the excuse to move on. It gives them the excuse to either give it back to Gardner Minshew in a week or move on from Hurts at the end of the season. So they have the excuse.
So here's my only thing. So if Gardner Minshew goes out there and he plays like shit and they lose to the Jets, then why would you do that? You're sabotaging your team.
Because then you know, though.
Yeah, but you're sabotaging your team. You don't do that to other people in the locker room that are busting their ass week in and week out. Hold on. They're busting their ass week in and week out. You don't just sabotage a team like that.
They did it last year.
If I'm a player for the Eagles, I don't want to be on that team. Fuck that. I want to win.
They did it last year.
I hear you. Listen.
No.
They knew he was going to perform well in this game.
They lost last week, yeah.
No, I'm saying last year. They threw that game against the fucking the Giants.
And that's why he got fired.
Who? That was not why he got fired.
He got fired, Mike, because literally
he wasn't a puppet, and Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are
the bottom line is you don't sabotage games. You got people working. This is their job. They care about winning. They put their fucking heart, sweat, and tears into this shit.
Not everyone cares about winning.
No. Well, I agree with that. A lot of players do care about money. I agree. But the people that do care about it, you're slighting them because they are actually busting their ass in practice, taking time away from their families to win football games. And now you're going to sabotage a season because you want to see what you have a quarterback. I fucking disagree with it.
But that's the thing, though, is I wasn't saying they were trying to throw the game. They knew they were going to win this game. They knew how Gardner Minshew was going to look, and they did it anyway.
But
they drummed it up. They now see, hey, this guy could be a backup quarterback for us.
Bro, I've been saying this.
The city's going to love him.
Howie's a fucking snake. I've been screaming this since this shit started on June 25th.
Look, I don't think the Eagles are sabotaging the season. I just don't see a franchise doing that.
I didn't say that either.
I know. What I'm saying is I don't think they're just saying, oh, yeah, like we're going to play Minshew, even though Jalen Hurts can play to see what we have, blah, blah, blah. Because I think if you have the better quarterback, you want to play him no matter what because you want to win. You don't want to sabotage a season.
So what does that tell you about him?
Tell about who?
They might not think that Jalen Hurts is their quarterback.
Well, then you got to move on.
They're seeing something.
The bottom line is,
but you have to see. You can't make an evaluation after 8 games.
See what?
Hurts didn't even play a full season.
He's had 17 full games as a starter now.
Help me understand here. You have a young player and Jalen Hurts, a young quarterback. Mm-hmm. You're telling me he could have played, right?
He said that.
Okay, so if he said he could play, why didn't he play?
That I don't know.
You're telling me that the Eagles already thought they could beat the Jets with Gardner Minshew.
Correct.
So they're going to sit their franchise quarterback potentially.
The same way the Cardinals sat Kyler Murray, even though he could have came back probably 2 weeks ago.
That's a different position. They were 6-2, 7-2. That's different.
They knew that they could win this game.
I don't see the Eagles doing that. I don't see any franchise doing that. That would be really foolish to the other guys in the locker room, and it sends a bad message. That's bad culture.
I think they knew they could win.
That's bad culture.
All.
Bro, you're looking at me like I'm going against you on that.
I'm speaking about.
Yeah. No, I've been saying the same thing. However, you need to know what they're not drafting a quarterback next year regardless. If Howie Roseman thinks I think Jalen Hurts is the guy, Jeffrey Lurie says I don't think Jalen Hurts is the guy. Here's a perfect opportunity for us to get Minshew in the game and see what we have. The Eagles have a big decisions to make coming up.
I think they've been saying all along.
Exactly.
Since before the season even started, I don't think they were ever committed to Jalen Hurts. They wanted to see it through, and I don't think there's been a firm commitment.
I think Howie Roseman was, because there's no reason to draft him in the second round. I don't think Jeffrey Lurie is.
I think he legitimately drafted him to be a backup, and that's a problem, to waste a second-round pick on a backup quarterback.
But here's the thing, Mike. Of what you said,
crazy.
You said you want to see what you have. Well, why don't you? If Jalen Hurts only has 12 games under his belt, get him more experience. Why would you sit him?
They wanted
Well,
to
he said
rest
he was
him.
hurt.
Because you're playing the Jets.
The
You want to
spin-off
see.
here is they rested him so that he's good for the stretch run, and they knew they could win this game.
But see, I disagree with that because there is no lock game in the NFL.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying this is what they did. That's what they did.
I mean,
It's crazy.
That's your
and now
theory.
they created a controversy on their own. They knew what they were doing.
They did the same thing from the initial pick.
They did the
Jalen
same thing.
Hurts.
Listen, they did it last year when they sacked Carson Wentz. Because listen, if he's your franchise guy, don't matter if he's playing poorly. You're starting him. Period. You knew right then and there. Carson Wentz said it himself. He knew he was done that very moment.
Did they bench Baker? No, and he's playing like shit. I'm being serious though. If he's playing that bad and you don't bench him,
let me ask you guys a question: is Gardner Minshew a franchise quarterback?
who the fuck knows?
Is he?
In his spot play, he's played well.
Okay, is he a franchise quarterback? I'm talking franchise.
For the second time, we don't know. There's not enough
but
film.
I'm talking about when I say franchise quarterback, I'm talking about a guy that's going to lead your team to the Super Bowl. Is he that guy?
Tell you.
I doubt it. He is a leader.
He's a leader.
He's a leader.
No, I'm not disputing
But to
that.
say he's going to lead you to a Super Bowl, I mean that's hard. When Tom Brady stepped on the field 25 years ago, did they say he's going to lead you?
Listen,
to a Super Bowl?
I doubt
you
it.
don't know that.
That's
you
not.
have no idea.
I understand what slant you're trying to go with here. I doubt it. Yes, but there isn't enough of a sample or him being on a decent enough team around him, for one, and two, it don't really even matter. The Eagles made a crazy decision, one that had many implications that can be interpreted a million ways. So,
I just think he must have been hurt. I mean, of course, every player is going to say they can play.
He barely
that's just
did.
the competitive nature of Jalen Hurts.
He barely practiced, but that's still. I mean,
right, exactly. So that
Maybe
makes
he was
sense as
hurt.
to
Who
why
knows,
he
dude?
didn't play. I'm not going to say he didn't play because they want to see what they have in Minshew.
it was.
I don't believe that.
It was a combination of everything. It looked like. It's like,
Okay.
all right, we think he's a competent backup. We traded for him, and we see him in practice every day.
Well, we are
He's
a,
had some good
a
moments.
QB factory.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the Eagles this seems to follow them every year, but now you know why. Because there's meddling and there's all kinds of shit going on behind the scenes that none of us will know. But it happens every year. The city of the backup quarterback. If you're a backup, they love you.
Jeff Garcia, AJ.
You know,
Feely.
the city wants Minshew starting. It's already done.
Foles.
So to me, this could be the turning point. Whether or not I believe it, this could be the turning point of Jalen Hurts' era in Philly. It literally is.
I hate this fucking thing.
It's crazy, right? Here we are. We're talking about he was playing well for a good stretch, and now here we are. We're talking about, done. Don't care about what happened 2 weeks ago. This could be the turning point. Now that question carried on a lot longer than I thought, but this is a big topic, guys. It's a big topic. All right, I got a couple more for you, and then we're closing it out. Passion. It got quiet in here. Shit.
Let's go.
Running out of songs.
Taylor Heinicke, Passion, Mr. Passion, should be the starting quarterback for the Washington football team next year. Cap or no cap?
No cap. He should be. He deserves a chance to play. He's shown enough. He's shown enough. The guy's a football player. He's like Ronnie Bass. He's a good football player, man. He deserves a chance to start. They were dead in the water.
They have won 4 in a row and have the longest win streak in the NFC.
Okay.
How about that? This is a tough one, isn't it?
I love Taylor Heinicke. I think he's a great football player. He brings something that you just can't teach to a team.
Say it again.
Passion. And it resonates throughout the locker room, and I get that. But I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, so I'm going to go cap. I think he's a great backup. I think he can spot start and win some football games if the franchise player got hurt. Yes.
Yeah.
But to lead a team, I don't see it. But, you know, he's not popular because he's not flashy. He doesn't do the behind and back passes and all that other shit. He just plays football.
Those people win.
They do win, and that's why it's resonating in Washington right now because of his heart. But as a franchise quarterback, I'm growing cap.
And these games, there were no slouches really. Tampa Bay, you got Seattle, and literally that was
He
Seattle
played good in that playoff game against
got
Brady.
Vegas.
last year,
Oh, yeah,
too. That was their
absolutely.
hardest game.
Yeah.
They literally ended the Panthers season. They ended the Seahawks season. They might have just ended the Raiders season. 3 in a row right there. And then they beat the Bucs to start the stretch. But Cap for me too. I've seen enough to think that he's not like he's a good guy in a pinch. The team is playing well right now. I don't think he's a starting quarterback at this level, but he's like a really, really good backup. Really good. Like, this is what you're going to see right here. You can get a decent stretch out of him. But I'm not going to dismiss what happened earlier in the season either. This team's not scoring points or anything. He's capably managing this team, and that's what a good backup does. Mm-hmm. That's what you want him to do, and he's worth every penny he's getting paid.
He's a good football player.
I like him too. I love his passion.
Football player. That's what he is.
So there's that. We got two more guys. Tua Tagovailoa is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Starting caliber.
No cap.
Yeah?
He's been playing really good.
It's not getting talked about at all.
At all. Because I think
even a little bit.
They were 1-5, I think they were. He's been playing really good, and he's making good throws. He just can't stay healthy. It's a finger, it's a rib, it's a foot, it's a toe, it's his hand. But he's been playing really good over the last 6 or 7 games. For real, he really has, and that's saying a lot coming from me because I'm not his biggest fan.
Guys, Logan Ryan. Okay, Logan Ryan, literally this week, former Eastern High School quarterback, Logan Ryan, had ultimate shade earlier this week that called up to him. He's like, it was something about, being an emergency quarterback for the Giants. He's like, I could play like Tua and throw slants, a 2-yard pass thrown to the left. That's what he said. And he ate his words this week. I'm going to say, as of right now, no cap as well. I like what I've seen from him recently. And the Dolphins are a threat. They're a threat to make the playoffs. They won 5 in a row. Tua has looked good.
Yeah, I'm going to go no cap as well. I think he's more of a game manager. And I think what's really making the Dolphins win right now is actually his connection with Jalen Waddle.
Excellent.
I mean, they're clicking. Waddle's been getting 9-10 catches a game. He's been a difference maker for him. And Tua's finding him, and he's playing really well. He didn't make any mistakes yesterday against the Giants.
And he's making some good throws with accuracy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing, is he always was accurate, but, I mean, sometimes just head-scratching decisions. The accuracy is everything in the NFL, though. If you can be an accurate thrower of the football and you place it in the tight windows, you're going to succeed.
Right. I mean,
the decision-making you can work on. But, yeah, I like what I'm seeing. I can't believe I'm saying it. I've been the biggest hater of all time for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty, critical of him too as well, but he's balling. So
like now, I mean, I'm not so sure what they do. Are they going to pursue Deshaun Watson? I'm not so sure. I have no idea, but his position's looking pretty concrete right now.
Yeah.
And really, look around him. They have no run game. The offensive line, pretty shitty. Like, all things considered, and Devontae Parker's been out. All things considered,
He's playing very well.
like, all this stuff going against him, and he is playing good football. So I wonder what it'll look like if they surround him with a little bit more. Now I kind of have seen, maybe this guy could grow because he's getting better every week. That's what you want to see.
I agree.
Every single week. And this team's now a threat. A serious one.
Yeah.
They did this last year. They just, they kind of fell
I like
apart.
their coach. I like Brian Flores.
He's
I
a
think
good
he
coach.
brings a lot to the table for him.
They turned it around big time. Okay. Question of the night. You're going to think I'm trolling you. Tom Brady. Uh-oh. Tom Brady. Uh-oh. Tom Brady is the current MVP of the NFL. Cap or no cap?
This is the question of the night?
Mm-hmm. Easy answer for Nick.
Yeah, I'm not even going to answer that. He's the MVP, and that's the bottom line.
I'm also.
Huh?
Man.
Uh-oh.
Damn, dude.
Uh-oh.
To quote my brother-in-law, it's cap but no cap.
Why? I want to hear this.
Because Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, well, he was closing in, but they were on a bye week.
I know.
So it was a little
I
quiet
know.
there.
And he's immunized, but I'm still gonna roll. I'm no cap. It's still Brady.
No cap.
That was interesting, Mike. I wasn't expecting that out of you.
Dude, it's hard, man, because it's like I feel like Aaron Rodgers right now is a little forgotten because he was on the bye week.
Yeah.
But just what Brady's doing.
Well,
man,
we were talking about that stretch. He had 13 TDs, 1 pick in like 7 or 8 games. Aaron Rodgers.
It's just wild what Tom Brady's doing, man. It's so regular.
So now, are you gonna ask me what I'm gonna say? You're gonna say, oh, what?
Cap or no cap?
You're gonna say, oh, he's gonna say
Go
Aaron
ahead.
Rodgers. He's gonna say Kyler
No,
Murray.
he's gonna say-
Kyler Murray looked great, guys. What do you think I'm gonna say?
I think you're gonna say no cap. You think Brady's the MVP?
I said Tom Brady's the current MVP of the NFL. No cap. Currently.
Yeah, there you go.
Currently.
He learned.
That performance this week put him over the top. He's currently the MVP after this week. But Aaron Rodgers is in the race. And if Kyler Murray, like, he's going to have a tough time catching up stat-wise. But if he plays the way he did this week, it will be interesting. It'll be a 3-man race, and I don't think there's anyone else in the race anymore. I think that much is true. The race is closed. I know Jonathan Taylor deserves some love. That's a good one.
Facts.
And Martiello, he does. He's going to be top 5 in the vote.
I was gonna say he's gonna finish top 5 for
Yeah,
I
sure.
agree.
He'll be top 5 in there. Maybe he's number 4. But I think right now it's a 3-man race, and Tom Brady is the favorite. He's the betting favorite. Aaron Rodgers was closing in. We'll see what happens next week. Kyler Murray, probably the dark horse. All right. But
Bounce.
if he plays like he did this week, it's going to get really interesting. We shall see.
I think next week's game against the Bills, when the Bucks take on the Bills in Tampa, I think that's going to be the game that solidifies it for me.
Yo, and you got Rams, Arizona. I mean, if you're wondering how for real Kyler and the Cardinals are, that's another big one.
Yep.
And then you got Green Bay. Well, Green Bay's facing Chicago, so that's a turd.
I will say this though:
Green Bay's on the road in Baltimore the following week.
I will say this: I don't know if you guys are watching the Bucks and the Falcons game, but before halftime there was like 20 seconds left,
The pick six.
and Brady threw a pick six.
That was horrible and so I couldn't believe it.
I think for me it was greed. He knew that the Falcons couldn't stop him. He was fucking lighting them up. He's been lighting them up ever since his whole career.
Oh yeah, forever.
Right. But I think it was greed. I don't know why they thought they can get points. I mean, they were on their own 8-yard line trying to score with 20 seconds left. I mean, you deserve that. I'm coming from a Brady fan.
Yeah.
You deserve that.
I'm happy you said that.
That's bad
That was
football.
a head scratcher.
That's bad football.
And
I just don't
almost-
think he saw the defender.
No,
It's
but
like-
it's bad football. You don't do that. You run out the
I
clock
agree.
and you take your lead, and because you're on the road.
And they usually do, Nick.
Yes.
They usually make the right decision there.
I agree. It was
Typically-
20-10. They're on the road. You have all the momentum. You just go to halftime, and then you make a little bit of adjustments, and then you kick their ass second half, and it's over. But it was 20-17 for a little while.
Right.
Letting Atlanta.
It could have went the other way.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So, you let Atlanta, come back into the game. And, especially with the Bucs secondary, and their defense is still, it's beatable.
Yeah.
So anything could have happened in that game. So you put yourself in harm's way. It was just a bad decision. You just take the lead and you go into halftime. That was my biggest, blimp in Brady's day yesterday. But other than that, he was fantastic.
Like the thing is, they were really pass heavy. So it's almost like, they wanted to showcase him. This is a matchup that he's thrived in his whole career, and they wanted to showcase him a little bit. So they threw the ball 55 times. So you're going to put up stats, but that's not what I'm going to say. My point is he looked good putting up the stats. He looked good yesterday.
Yeah,
He looked very sharp and
Nice
made a
cross.
number of very good throws. So, he lit up the stat sheet. He had the attempts. There's no shade here. He looked good yesterday. That was the only thing that's been holding him back in my head was he's just been he had a rough stretch where he's making uncharacteristic throws, interceptions like yesterday.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the 4-touchdown Brady in a month. And there we go. We got him. And I'm feeling a lot better about it now.
December football.
Yeah, so that's what I say.
It's go time.
We're gonna learn a lot. They got the Bills, they got the Saints in New Orleans. The Saints are kind of dead. The Brady's schedule lines up so well. They got the Panthers, Jets, Panthers again. The schedule lines up well for him. He should probably win it at this current pace. But it will be a 3-man show. It's going to be a 3-man show. And we'll see what happens.
Between Brady,
Rodgers, and Murray's
Kyler.
going to be the dark horse because he just missed too much time. Statistically, it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
But I mean, if he's 4 TDs a game, clean football, it's going to be hard to argue. We're going to have to see how he performs.
right.
So this is also going to be a team thing too. So Bucks could run the table, literally. The Cardinals should run the table too.
It's gonna be really interesting.
I didn't look at the Packers.
I'm looking forward to that Bucks and Bills game next week. That's gonna be a battle between. I mean, that could be a potential Super Bowl matchup. It's gonna be a good game.
Who?
Bucks and Bills next week in Tampa.
Guess we'll see how tonight goes, right? Tonight's going to mean a lot in terms of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the Bills may be playing for their lives next week if they lose to the Patriots tonight.
So Patriots are up 11-7. Weird score. But
Coaching matters.
yep. So that is it for tonight. I mean, I love that segment. That was a great one.
That was fun.
That's a good segment. I just want to remind everybody again, one more time, that our Thursday show was moved to Wednesday at we don't know what time, so we'll keep you posted. But stay tuned on social media. It will be live on Wednesday, and then we'll put that out on Thursday. All right? Other than that, I mean, yeah, we'll do our normal picks and stuff just a day early. Okay?
Sounds
Everybody good?
We good. We Gucci. Let's
Go
roll
ahead,
out.
Nick. Close it out.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, and Stitcher. And also, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we'll see you guys Wednesday night at P&I.
So many platforms.